Well, the fires continue, and I know that these latest four fires, I'm sure you're aware that these are just a string of different fires that we've seen. Arson, of course, people setting fire to Tesla vehicles around the world, in the United States, France, Germany. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. You know what? It's maybe not so great to have you with us at this point in time because this is the kind of thing where people could die from this. This is the kind of thing where I think it's getting really out of control. It's actually not easy to set fire to a Tesla Cybertruck. They have very well sealed batteries, and I've seen them involved in enormous crashes where they're just pulled to bits, and the truck is just shattered in bits all over the road, and they don't set fire. So it's actually quite hard to set fire to a Cybertruck. They have some very good fire retardant, kind of a fire retardant type material that sits in between each 4680 battery cell. You've got to work really hard to set four Cybertrucks alight. According to the Seattle Fire Department, the blaze started around 11 p.m. at a facility on 4th Avenue South near South Spokane Street. Firefighters worked quickly to contain the flames, bringing the situation under control by 1 a.m. Now, that was 1 a.m. Monday. That prevented further damage beyond the four affected Cybertrucks. Fortunately, because, as you can see, there was other vehicles nearby. However, also fortunate, the area was pretty open. So, there's no buildings that were set fire to. Once the flames were out, SFD's energy response team was called in to assess any lingering risks from the Cybertruck's lithium batteries, according to a report from Seattle King 5. Tesla has dealt with battery-related fire incidents before. Now, what was this? I mean, people are speculating that it could have been caused by a battery malfunction. That is not what happened here. We all know these vehicles were torched, that this was arson, obviously. But do you agree? What do you think, guys? Now, obviously, this is four Cybertrucks. Interestingly, normally when there's battery fires, the entire vehicle is incinerated very, very quickly. But the Cybertrucks handled these fires incredibly well. And as you can see, there is some of the Cybertrucks left, which is quite a surprise to me. I wouldn't have thought that would have happened. Independent journalist Jonathan Cho was at the scene filming. That's ironic. Jonathan, you just happened to be there? He asked the firefighter if arson was suspected. The firefighter responded, "It's too early to tell." The four charred Cybertrucks were quickly hauled away. Investigators are working to determine what exactly happened. I think it's pretty clear, though, whether this fire was a freak accident or a deliberate act. What we do know is that this is at a time when Teslas have been set fire to in numerous places around the world. Tesla shops themselves have been shot at in numerous places as well. And yeah, I mean, Elon Musk is at the center of controversy around Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. Obviously, this really doesn't give anyone a license to set fire to people's cars, to damage people's cars who own these vehicles. So, in my opinion, the people who are doing this should be prosecuted and should be put in prison. These actions have sparked widespread protests, though, at Tesla dealerships around the United States. There's been many people protesting. There's been people targeting individual owners who have Teslas, people who own Cybertrucks, putting notes on them saying that they'll shoot them, all kinds of crazy stuff like this. Last week, gunshots were reported at a Tesla dealership in Oregon, then another one. There was another similar attack. Another dealership in Salem saw an arrest for a similar attack. Meanwhile, a Boston man was accused of plastering anti-Elon Musk stickers all over Teslas. People think this is funny, but it's not funny because individuals own these cars and they probably bought them years ago. Authorities believe arson was behind the torching of 7 Tesla supercharger stations as well in Massachusetts, all within the span of a single week. Is this having the intended effect? Is this causing Elon Musk to reverse course, to change what he's doing? No, of course it isn't. When has Elon Musk ever done that? The guy takes the most insane risks. He doesn't care. He knows what's happening and it's not going to change anything. So this is, in my opinion, really unfortunate. I think it's some of the worst of humanity coming out and showing themselves. Now, does that mean I'm condoning other decisions made by Elon Musk or anyone else? No, of course I'm not condoning it. I understand why people are acting emotionally. I understand why people are angry. That does not mean they should be doing this. This is, in my opinion, an embarrassment. It's a global embarrassment. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Nissan CEO has run the company into the ground. This is what happens when you have a CEO who cares more about himself and his own personal public image than he does about his business succeeding. Honda demanded that Nissan CEO got fired. They said there would be no so-called merger or no acquisition of Nissan, no bailout, unless Nissan's CEO was put to pasture. And reportedly, the CEO will leave within the next 7 days. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Nissan's CEO has confirmed that unless somebody bails them out, the company will not be able to pay its bills. Its debt is rated at junk now by all four global ratings agencies, and the company is really on the precipice of complete and utter disaster, unless, as reports have claimed, Tesla bails them out. Now, I think that's highly unlikely. Nikkei Business reports that Ukita-san, who has headed Nissan since December 2019, will soon announce his resignation, with the carmaker's relevant executives to select and announce a successor as early as next week. We are approaching a time when personnel, including the top management, will undergo major changes, a Nissan insider has told the publication. Current global Nissan CFO, Jeremy Papin, has reportedly been shortlisted for the role as interim CEO. Ukita-san's reported impending resignation comes less than a month after a proposed merger with Honda and potentially existing partner Mitsubishi fell through. Now, I should point out that Mitsubishi, who actually use some of Nissan's platforms for their cars, are getting rid of those platforms. They are severing all ties with Nissan. Essentially, they're seeing Nissan as being the Titanic, the ship's going down, and Nissan saying, we don't want to be tethered to the Titanic. Let's basically get rid of that kind of collaboration, you could call it. Now, apparently, the merger or the acquisition of Nissan by Honda might be back on the table. According to Nikkei Business, the insider has said, we don't know if it will be a wholly owned subsidiary, but the talks will probably proceed in the direction of accepting Honda's investment. For Nissan to accept Honda's investment, Nissan will become a subsidiary of Honda. Honda will be in charge of Nissan, and the board will be predominantly Honda executives. As previously reported, the merger was called off after Nissan stood firm in not wanting to become a subsidiary of Honda and instead demanded to be treated as an equal, which is preposterous considering the fact that they can't stand by themselves. They need Honda to prop them up. Nissan insiders told Japanese newspaper Yomiuri Shimbun that thought of not being given equal footing by Honda was an insane decision, effectively leading to the collapse of the merger. It was like Nissan couldn't handle that. It's shame. It's like Nissan felt like it needed to save face, but now it's recognizing the fact that, well, it's better to become a subsidiary of Honda than to go bankrupt.